Hey, Matt, man, you've got some Airbnbs and some very pretty parts of the country.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. I'm out of the Destin, Florida area where short-term rentals are thriving for sure.
were you in the short-term game before long-term, or
Yeah, I mean, short-term rental was my first investment type about 2.5 years ago. Whenever we met, I was just kind of starting to get into the whole real estate thing in general.
Mhm.
And yeah, so first deal was a partnership into a 5-bedroom beach house. Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, that's not just your standard short-term rental, single family. Like you actually
No,
have
no, no. A
beach
big guy,
house,
a big guy. Yeah.
5 bedroom, very first rental experience.
Mhm.
So I guess at that time you didn't really have any previous knowledge of the long term, or at least experience with the long term, straight up
Nope.
short term.
Nope.
Good. So this will be fun.
Yeah.
You probably had some expectations, and then you got to triage those out over a few experiences with guests.
Yeah.
What were some thoughts? What proved to be true? What did you not see in the beginning? What do you wish you knew?
Um, one thing I had and that I strive to be now as an agent is I think one of the vital pieces is having that local, even if you're local already, having a local investor agent around to support you. I think is massive. So the one person who brought me into the short term rental mix, he was also a fighter pilot, a realtor, and he had a house in the same neighborhood that I was going into. So I mean, if you're looking for a data point. He passed me all of his information. Like he was completely open kimono, as Bill Allen would say. All of his data was presented there, and it gave me the confidence I needed to really pull the trigger to execute, rather than kind of just be stagnant in analysis paralysis. So, for me, having that investor minded agent was crucial in the piece. I mean, the systems and tools are absolutely huge, but honestly, it's the investor minded agent who helped me set up the systems and helped me set up the tools. So he was really the key to unlock a lot of the necessary parts of the investment.
Yeah, I mean they're in the trenches. I mean they can tell you
Yeah,
exactly what to look out for.
yeah.
So, what were some of the surprises that you just even with that? I mean, you're still going to have your own experience, and I mean, you're not going to see everything. So, what were some surprises and things maybe you wish you
I
knew?
think that the nice about having the agent, he helped me mitigate a lot of the surprises in advance. So let me think. So some of the biggest aspects is and analyzing the deal, right? So I can analyze a deal. There's 3 ways to Sunday. You can go into Bigger Pockets. You can go to many different short-term websites. They'll have all these different calculators. But you need to have a local person to prevent the surprises. Maybe the history of a property says it's going to make $40,000 a year, but the local property manager says it's going to make $60,000 a year. Then you look at AirDNA, it's going to make $80,000 a year, and MatchVisor says it's going to make 70. You're like, well, where do I land? How do I even analyze this deal with the numbers? So I think having that local knowledge is pretty crucial to say, well, the current owner is just mismanaging it. That local property manager over there, he's pretty terrible. AirDNA is pretty realistic. MatchVisor sucks. So you can kind of like figure out where you're going to land with your numbers. Is pretty huge. And then for me, the other piece was zoning, like zoning and codes. As short-term rentals continue to grow and grow and grow, I fear if I were to invest in Dallas or in Nashville or Atlanta or New York, like I'd be really scared. Like Charlie earlier, he's investing. I think Nashville is where his townhouses are. That's those bigger cities. Zoning and like the hotel mafia have doing their best to strangle the short-term rental world, especially in those big cities where Airbnb and Vrbo have been a disruptor. Versus Destin and the Gulf Coast of Florida, as well as like the Smoky Mountains. Airbnb, well, short-term rentals existed well before Airbnb existed, so it's not as much of a disruptor. But still, there's local isms that should be made known. Like locally, we have what's called a COBRA zone, a Coastal Barrier Relief Act, where it could affect your insurance rates or your ability to get private insurance versus federal FEMA flood insurance. Flood zones themselves are a factor. Hurricane or traffic. Like traffic could be a massive. Like you think you have a great location here, but you're never going to be able to turn left out of here. So yeah, you can't get to the beach. I'm sorry. Like it's just terrible.
Yeah.
So those type of things, I think having that local agent really helps mitigate those surprises in advance. Which I didn't really have any huge surprises. I think the biggest thing was getting systems set up, where we had some double bookings here or there, like where I was like, I got this doped, let the systems run, and then we had someone check in when somebody wasn't quite checked out until the next day, so we're like, crap, and so that in the end, that was what I ended up doing for that mistake. Rule number one is the customer's always right. It's all about the reviews, right? It's 100% about the reviews. And so we found them another place. This is a group of 14 people. We found them another place for that night. So that cost us like $1,200 for the night, and then we comped them the week for another $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
It was it's almost a $6,000 hit that we took, but we got a 5-star review out of it.
And a fan for life.
I'm calling it good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went on a tangent there, but hopefully I said something new.
No, it's good. Because you basically, because it was a JV deal, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your lack of experience, all you did was partner someone with experience. So that's how you mitigated the risk.
Yes.
And because ultimately that's what you're going to do. You're either going to assume all the risk and therefore all the rewards, but you've got to balance that. Or you can just get there faster, fast track it, and ultimately, you always pay for it one way or another.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've always been in the mindset. Literally every one of my deals I've ever done, anywhere from buying the 88 or 148 unit apartment complex down to my very first flip, I've always partnered. Whether like the triad of real estate investing, whether it's time, money, or education. I never had all three. It's typically the money up first. I didn't have all three. Now I'm more like, hey, now I don't have much time, so I might be leveraging other people's time more than the knowledge and money. But as long as you have two of those three triads, I had the education and I had the time up front, but I didn't have the money. So I was able to leverage other people for the money. And now, maybe I have the money now and maybe I have the education, but I don't quite have the time. So now I'm leveraging other people for the time. I think it's just smart to partner smartly to grow quickly is that's my aspect. That's my kind of mindset. I know a lot of people want to do everything on their own. So they have freedom and independence to like take over the deal. And I totally get it. And I totally respect that. But for me, I'm definitely in a growth mindset right now, and I know the quickest way to do that is through partnerships.
Yeah, definitely on growth. You've been like a rocket ship. Final thoughts, like where's Airbnb fitting in your next 5-year trajectory, and any final thoughts for someone?
I would just say continue to think uniquely in the Airbnb space. I think because it's growing so well, you need to be able to stand out, not just in the pictures. While pictures are important and reviews are hugely important, continue to be as unique as possible. Whether it's have a client who just bought 2 houses next to each other, and they're going to have a compound where they can Airbnb like 60 people. That's unique, where you can have an entire family reunion through an Airbnb, or other clients. Our apartment complexes. We've thought where we have 2 units in one of our apartment complexes. Let's just test it out. Let's furnish them and see if it works. There's good, bad, and different. The property managers are struggling, right? Because they're not used to that whole short-term rental concept. So I think just continue to think outside the box, because short-term rentals are obviously here to stay. And so it's just a matter of you standing out in a positive, unique position, kind of like Bianca was saying. I love Bianca's mindset. She's like, I want to do something different, because that's what you really need to do in this industry to stand out and make the money.